guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing another ninja game. Today is going to be Shadow of the Ninja. Alright, let's see how this plays. Do we expect it to be a clone of Ninja Gaiden? Kind of feels like Ninja Gaiden 3-ish. Yeah, it definitely has the Ninja Gaiden 3 feel. That is an interesting little addition. Alright, so we can't go into... There's no item select or anything. Ah. Oh, so when we're ducking, we can use this. When we're standing... Oh, our thing ran out. Okay. Gotcha. Already at the boss. Short level. Ah. I guess it might as well just power through him. Like, it just... He's got that cheesy slide attack, which we love using, but we hate fighting against, right? All in all, controls are pretty decent. Slightly a little sluggish, but nothing too bad. What the hell was that? Alright, fair enough. Like, it feels like the wind is against you, the way the game is playing, but, like, nothing shows that the wind's doing anything otherwise. You don't get pushed by the wind like you do in some of the other games. Oh, you do get to attack... Ah... Although this right here is a little obnoxious. Oh, that enemy is like absolutely fucking stupid. Alright, let's start over here. Some of these enemies are just awful. Like, enemy design, I think, in this game leaves a little to be desired. We're already past it. Let's move on. It'd be nice if our weapon did damage. Like, Jesus criminy. How many attacks does it take to kill something? I don't know, at first glance it seems like it's a decent enough game, but honestly the more you play it, the more you just find the the fairly decent, pretty sizable flaws in the game. And you know, what's stupid is we do all that just because he's just gonna be back. All right. There's absolutely no reason to get the sword at this point. The guy's annoying as fuck. Jesus. But this seems to be the exact same power as the sword, and you actually have a reach to it. I would rather not do the sword at this point. I'm not seeing any benefit to the sword whatsoever. The stages are very short. The enemy design is kind of... It's kind of interesting that we have a very kind of large boss room. But the bosses so far seem to be pretty lackluster. I mean, we pretty much just take whatever they dish out. He's one hit away. Like, we're not even worried about any of it. Like, the bosses are like, the actual enemies in the game themselves are far more annoying and almost more difficult than most of these bosses have been so far. You just sit there and just go toe-to-toe with them. You take a couple of hits and you dish it out, and then it's over. They like the triple attack, don't they? Ah. Yeah, like the... Everything takes so much to kill, and everything is so hard to actually hit. You don't actually move fast enough to actually like outdo anything. Your guy seems to move quick, but he really doesn't. And it makes it very hard to actually avoid a lot of the shenanigans going on. Ah! I didn't mean to jump. To go up. See, this is gonna be dumb. I already feel it. Yeah, there's no... We don't get to jump and avoid it. We can't do a slide. Oh, the cheese! We back all the way at the beginning of this, aren't we? Somehow we kept our weapon, though. I mean, that's decent enough. Ah. Come on. And jump attacking is very, very poorly done. Like, all the controls are pretty poorly done. Like, some of these things you really just can't put into words how, like, well done, undeveloped they are. Like, I'm hitting the actual, like, the distance or the time it takes to actually... Why did we not... Why was our thing going right over this... Just... Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Like 5 of them? And how is it shooting me from his hole after we already put him down? I guess that is the downside of the sickle. Is it slower on the double attack? Like, I really wanted to like this game. But they make it really hard to want to like it. They make it really hard to actually like the thing. Oh, I guess we could knock his thing off. Shurikens! I don't know why I picked up the sword. It's like, that is just awful. Just awful. Alright, what we got going on here? I love how the legs are just running around. some of the enemy design is kind of fun, but for the most part, it's just more frustrating than anything. And stuff like that, like the cheesy bullshit that they pull in right there. Really? We're just moving through here. All right. This one looked a little more interesting for as far as boss fights go. Too bad we're out of continues. All in all, like, you really want to like it. You could tell, like, so much that it is a pretty good clone of, well, not a good clone, but a clone of, like, Ninja Gaiden. I mean, obviously. It plays a little different, takes a little, like, the being able to hang up on ledges and then pull yourself up and down on them actually is a good addition to the game. The weaponry kind of sucks. Like, your sword should do more damage. If you're going to have the disadvantage of having to get up close, you should be able to do a lot more damage than you are, but you really don't. Almost every single enemy in this game takes like 3 or 4 hits, and all in the meantime, they're constantly attacking and hitting you, and there's very few ways to avoid most of the enemy attacks. Like, they shoot most of them do the triple projectile. Like, it seems to be a recurring thing in there. So you can't just jump over one of them for the most part. You jump over, you get hit with one, or you land into the other one. If you can even jump over and clear them. Just a lot of the stuff is just there to just be almost obnoxious and make it more difficult than it needs to be. The fact that the controls do kind of seem like at first, they seem to be responsive, but as you're in combat and doing things, you can tell that it's not as responsive as you first thought. Things have a little lag in them. When you key in stuff, sometimes it doesn't even input properly. All in all, there's a lot more negatives than positives. The levels are absolutely short as hell. Like, they're literally like just blink and you miss some levels. The enemy design, some of them are kind of fun and silly and decent, but some of them are really just absolutely cheesy. Enemy placement is really obnoxious in a lot of stuff. There's just so many things going on that make the game bloatedly hard and difficult, more so than it needs to be. It could have been a much more enjoyable game if they did make all the enemies, especially the smaller ones, a 1, maybe 2 hit deaths instead of a 3 and 4. Get rid of some of the enemy placements that just make it cheesy to where you just get instantly hit. Like we saw in the last level that we did, where as soon as we stand up into something, we get slid into and damaged, and then the other guy, and stuff like that on almost unavoidable things that you have to memorize to, oh, this is going to happen, so you got to jump, and hopefully that actually works. I mean, unfortunately, there's too many negatives and not enough positives to make this game a very highly enjoyable experience. It is decent, it is playable, it is kind of fun, and if you can get past a lot of the imperfections, you could have a decent amount of time with it, but I think after a while, the things are going to become more and more obnoxious, and it's definitely one of those games where you have to just memorize everything, and it comes more down to memorization and knowing where all the little trip-ups and cheese is, more so than like skill and talent, because like most of the stuff is so hard to get past, or not get past, but like avoid some of the cheese and the stuff that it's doing, that you don't even bother trying. You just got to remember where the big ones are that you can avoid, and then go from there. So with that being said, guys, that was Shadow of the Ninja. That was going to be me, and you have a great day.